When you see a good move, look for a better one. Emanuel Laskar. Hello chess lovers, Soren here, and in this video I would like to share with you a very dramatic game taken from a match played between Leinier, Dominguez, Perez and Veselin Topalov. The game was played in 2019 at Champions Showdown. This was a Blitz game and Perez opened up with e4. Topalov responded with e5, Nf3 Nc6, bishop b5, we have the Ruy Lopez and knight f6. Topalov goes for Berlin defense. Against Berlin, Perez chose d3, a quiet but very insidious move. White does not allow his opponent to enter an endgame and hopes to transpose to habitual variations of the Ruy Lopez. Bishop c5, black is developing a piece and is preparing castling kingside. The move bishop c5 was preferred by some of the most outstanding classics of the Berlin system as Kramnik and Karyakin. Knight d2, d6, c3, we have castling by both sides, a6, bishop a4, knight e7 and d4. White is establishing this classical pawn center, e takes d4, c takes d4, bishop a7, rook e1, bishop g4, h3, bishop h5, bishop c2, knight c6 and a very aggressive move by Perez, g4. Yes, looks interesting, but this is weakening White's kingside too much. Here Topalov moved back his bishop on g6, but he could also capture on g4 with the knight. This is a move in Topalov's style and this could allow black to gain some nice attacking chances. But later we will see that Topalov was more concentrated on quiet game and after g4 he simply moved back his bishop on g6. We have d5, knight b8, b3, White is preparing to flank to his queenside, bishop c6. Meanwhile, black is challenging White's center with bishop b2, c takes d5, e takes d5 and bishop takes c2. Although there was nothing wrong with knight takes d5, but in our game we have bishop takes c2, queen takes c2, knight d7. Yes, already at this point capturing on d5 can be dangerous because of this knight e4 move, and if knight f4 then knight g5 is coming. The threat is knight f6 check followed by queen h7 checkmate. If knight g6 then queen c3. White is gaining nice attacking chances. That's why in our game after queen takes c2 we have knight d7, queen f5. White is looking for attacking chances. We have rook c8, knight c4. White is coming after the pawn on d6, but actually this is not a dangerous threat, although Topalov made a mistake and played rook c5. In return he is attacking the pawn on d5. But instead of rook c5, it was better simply to kick away the knight from this active square. And White can't capture on d6 because of this bishop takes f2 move and then queen b6 check is coming. Black is winning back the sacrificed piece. But in our game after knight c4 we have rook c5. In here Perez first protected the pawn on d5 and after bishop b8 played bishop a3. Here Topalov decided to give away his rook and we have it bishop takes c5. White is simply an exchange up and let's see how will White realize his advantage. Although I have to tell you that as White's kingside is weakened, black has some counterplay. Bishop b6 was played with knight d4, knight d7, knight f3, queen a8. This time Topalov is targeting the pawn on d5 and rook e7. The knight can't leave its outpost because should protect his comrade. That's why we first see bishop d8 and after rook e1 we have knight takes d5. Queen h6. Meanwhile, White is looking for weaknesses, but black's kingside is very solid. And after bishop takes g5, queen takes g5, we have knight e5. Queen h4, a bit strange move, after which we have rook c8. Yes, gradually black is starting to intensify the pressure. Rook c1, after which we have the exchange of rooks on c1 and knight f4. Black knights are very active and right now the threat is queen g2 checkmate. Queen g3 was played. This time we have queen e4. The white knight is hanging. We have rook d1 and knight d3. Topalov is horsing around and White is in trouble. King h2 was played, but this is losing, guys. White is simply blundering a piece. Instead of king h2, it was better to go for rook takes d3. This could have allowed white to prolong his resistance, although black has an advantage. Black has an extra pawn. But in our game, after knight d3, we have king h2 and simply queen takes d4. Queen e3, queen d5. Black's position is simply one. We have f3. White is acting against the mating threat. King g7, king g3, g5. Black is strengthening his knight on f4, rook d2, queen c5, rook takes d3, and after knight takes d3, queen takes d3, we have reached a very dramatical position where in here Topalov overlooked checkmate in one. Yes, guys, as you can see in here, black can simply checkmate in one by playing queen g1. But after queen takes d3, Topalov was so concentrated on a draw that he decided to go for a perpetual check. The reason was that draw was allowing him to win the match. That's why he chose this line and played queen e5 check, king g2, queen b2 check. Although even without going for a perpetual check, he could have gone for a win because, yes, he has an extra passed pawn and he could win this queen endgame. But in our game we have a perpetual check and the players agreed to a draw. Actually, Topalov was also leading on time. He had 57 seconds on the clock compared to his opponent's 8 seconds, but as mentioned above, he was so concentrated on a draw that he quickly forced it. This is what happens when you are looking in wrong direction. Well, in the end, we'd like to ask you to solve a puzzle. Please take a look at this position and try to find the mating line for black. I will wait for your answer in the comment section. It's black to move. Thanks for watching. If you liked this game, give the thumbs up. For more games, consider subscribing to my channel. Also, press the bell button to get notified about new uploads. I will see you in my next video. Take care.